I'm on a mission to find out which country actually has the best depth in world football. Let's test England today and see what their 5th choice starting 11 would look like. So we all know roughly what their first choice team would be, right? If they were in a World Cup final tomorrow, they're going to go with Pickford in goal, a back four of Reece James, possibly Nico O'Reilly, along with Mark Gahey and Ezri Konsa. Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson and Jude Bellingham feel like locks in that midfield, with the team completed by Bukayo Saka, Harry Kane and potentially Marcus Rashford up front, although that is up for debate. But what about their second choice team? I've got Henderson in goal, with a back four of Newcastle duo Livramento and Lewis Hall, with John Stones alongside Trevor Chalobah. The midfield would then be a little bit unbalanced, but Wharton would be at the base and I'd have 2 attacking 10s in Foden and Rodgers. The team would then finish off with Palmer off the right, Watkins down the middle and Anthony Gordon on the left. And now for their third choice team, and it's still pretty decent to be fair. I've gone with James Trafford, Trent finally gets his place in the squad on the right, Jed Spence goes in at left back, and then you've got Maguire partnering Branthwaite too. Next, I think Jordan Henderson would slot in here, as would Kobbie Mainoo and Eze. It's actually crazy that these two only make the third choice team. Up front, I've gone with Jared Bowen off the right, Solanke through the middle, and Madueke playing slightly out of position on the left. Now let's see England's 4th choice team. We're really testing their depth now. In goal, I think it's gotta be Aaron Ramsdale, and he'll be joined by a back four of Ben White, Luke Shaw, Jarell Quansah, and the injured Levi Colwill. I think, to be honest, if he hadn't missed most of the season, he'd actually be much higher though. The midfield 3 would consist of James Garner, Morgan Gibbs-White, and another injured player in James Maddison, with the 4th choice team then rounded off with Harvey Barnes shifted out to the right hand side, Dominic Calvert-Lewin as my striker, and Everton's Jack Grealish on the left. And that means we are finally at England's 5th choice squad. Let me know if you think I've missed anyone out, or if anyone should be much higher up. But for this final team, I think it's gotta be Nick Pope between the sticks. I think there's a real big drop off after him, to be honest. For my fullbacks, I've gone with Rico Lewis, along with a guy that only last season was tipped to start for England at this World Cup, and that's Miles Lewis-Skelly. The back four is then completed with a partnership of Fikayo Tomori and Dan Burn. The midfield is very functional, but it does lack creativity because we've got Curtis Jones alongside Spurs duo Conor Gallagher and Archie Gray. Although from now looking at this, I think Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall or Alex Scott would actually be great additions instead. And finally, up front, I genuinely take someone like Max Dowman ahead of someone like Sancho. Danny Welbeck would get in ahead of Liam Delap, and Jamie Gittins would just miss out on the team to Rio Ungamoa.